we tried, we tried, we tried, made my life, my hormones, my stress, my everything, my mood swings were like crazy. Amount of pain, the injection, and the all he says, he told me then, and he tells me, wow, thank you so much for showing so much love on the part one of this series. I am full of gratitude. Thank you so much. In case you don't know what I'm talking about, I have been sharing my fertility journey, and I shared the part one last week, and I'm gonna pop it on somewhere here so that you can go and check it out. And today we're going to continue with my fertility journey. So in the previous part, I completed the part by saying that I was recovered by TB, and the doctor had asked me to do try quickly and conceive. But like I told, my mental health had taken a toll, right? It had actually affected me a lot because I was under 1 year of medication with heavy dosage because of the TB in my left ovary, and I was not able to come back out of it and lead a normal life. So I decided to give myself a little bit break, be as normal as I could, and then probably try. And then I think I took about a year or two to be all good and normal. It did take a lot of time for me to recover because it was back to back that happened. In case you have not watched the part one, I would recommend you all to go and watch part one first, and then continue with this one. So after the doctor said I was not ready, it took a mental toll. It took me a lot of time with my with the help of my husband, with the help of Boo and my family. I was able to recover much faster, but still it took me a longer time for it to heal. And then when we were like, okay, let's not give a lot of pressure to it, and let's just do what we do normally. And then we actually tried for about I think 4 5 months, and then I was like, nothing is happening, what's happening, what's wrong, and all of those things. And then I think after 4 months I went to the doctor, and the doctor said that I would still insist you all to try for like good 1 year and then come back to me. Let's see, because there's this whole ovulation process that needs to happen, and then only you'll be able to conceive. And that's when something hit me, the ovulation process. Let me quickly brief you what happens inside our body, which is like so crazy. So there is this egg that comes out from your left or your right ovary, any of the ovary. It comes, and it comes through your fallopian tube. So when your egg is released, it actually stays for only 24 to 48 hours, not more than that. That's like a crazy bit. And if in that 24 to 48 hours, if a sperm meets the egg, you will conceive. If not, it is just going to shed off, which is going to give you periods, or you're going to menstruate in the next cycle. This is the process. So now you need to track it, and there are different symptoms on how you can track your ovulation. One is the tracker that you get, that you have to pee and then it shows that you're ovulating. One is that. Second is you get like a texture which you have to study. And the great place you can see or look out to track is the Flow app that I use. Very beautiful app. You can actually track, you can actually register when you had your last periods, your current period, and it will also show you like an ovulation, when are you going to ovulate, and probably you can try then. So that was something that I tracked when the doctor told me that you can start trying for another good 6 7 months, and then probably come back if you're not able to conceive. So I did that, I tracked, but still it wasn't happening, and I got a little scared. Honestly, it was like, why now? What, like why is it happening to me? I was in that zone. Okay, and then I went back to the doctor, and the doctor told me, you know what, let's do your follicular study. Now what happens is, like I told you, that the egg only stays for 24 to 48 hours. So what happens in the follicular study is the day you got your period, from that day to the 12th day, 12th or 13th day, there's this ultrasound that is done, a normal ultrasound, to see if the eggs are released and how many eggs are released. Okay, so in follicular study, from the 12th day you have to go for the ultrasound and get yourself checked, and the day it ruptures, which means the day the eggs are released, that day you're ovulating, right? So then they ask you to try on those days, on that day specifically. So I started with that now, and then I used to go on every 12th day, get myself checked, 13th day, 14th day, 15th day. It actually tells you what is the lining of your uterus. It also tells you what is the size of the eggs and all of those stuff. So the problem with me was I was actually getting good enough of eggs out, which was about 2 or 3, which means that it was like high chances of twins or triplets. That is what the doctor said. But this problem was that first, the egg actually doesn't mature. So there are certain sizes. If the eggs are between 18 to 24, it is good amount of size, and then if a sperm meets, it is going to be a healthy pregnancy. But if the egg crosses 25, then it is like over mature eggs. So my thing was, I was having eggs, it was about 15 and then it was getting to 28, 30, 32 in each of them. And when that happens, if it overly matures, then it gets difficult to sink the sperms and then all of those stuff. That is what the doctor told me, and I was like, oh my god, what is wrong? I actually did the follicular study, you won't believe, for about 7-8 months. And also what we were doing was, from the second day I was asked to take a pill which will help for the eggs to come out and form and all of those. So I was asked to take that medication for 5 days. Then from the 12th day I was asked to take certain medication. I was asked to do the follicular study, the sonography and all of those. And again it was like a 7-8 months journey, and trust me, it was like, what is happening, man? I was so irritated and annoyed, because I was like, I actually thought growing up that I'm healthy. I actually thought that I'm skinny, so which means that I am healthy. But it turned out to be like crazy shit. Okay, and then after that, follicular study did not happen, and then she said, let's do like a laparoscopy. Okay, now this is like a turning point. She told me to let's do a laparoscopy to see if there is any TB traces that have been left in the left fallopian tubes, because of which I'm not able to conceive. Let's get it checked. Now I'm already scared with with injections and stuff, and then this happened, and I said, let's go for it, let's get it checked and see what happens. I got the laparoscopy done, and the thing was, there was no blockage in my fallopian tube, but there was this new thing that was discovered, which is endometriosis. Now in the sonography we did not find out, there was no symptoms. Okay, but when we did the laparoscopy, and when the doctor was checking my ovaries in there, they found a chocolate cyst. Now what happens is, again, that when you menstruate, which means when you have your periods, the blood actually sheds out downwards, but in my case it was also going upwards, and there was no space for it to eliminate. So it was just going and sticking to my uterus, and then it combined and it went inside my left ovary and became a cyst, which is also called as chocolate cyst, which is termed as endometriosis. So they burnt it. Okay, and it was eliminated from my system. Everything was checked in there, everything was good, and the doctor said, Bernie, there was endometriosis, there was chocolate cyst, so we got it removed, everything is good, but endometriosis can come back, so you need to take care of your health and all of those stuff. I was like, okay, so we thought, let's now quickly start trying so that it works, right? We tried, we tried, we tried. I was again put on follicular study, and because my eggs were over maturing again, as soon as the eggs came to a certain good point, like about 20 or 22, doctor started giving me hormonal injection, because of which my mood swings were crazy shit. So I used to have hormonal injection every month, so that the egg, if it is 21 and it can, rupture the second or the third day, it would still be around 22, 24. That is what the doctor assumed, and the hormonal injection were given. So there were months where I also took 2 hormonal injection, which made my life, my hormones, my stress, my everything, my mood swings were like crazy, and all of those happened, and I was in shit mode. I didn't know why I'm getting angry. I didn't know why I'm pissed off. Nobody could understand me. Made my husband sit down and I told him what is happening to me, and I trust me, mm, I have I have just lucked out with such a beautiful soul in my life. He's been with me through like thick and thin. He's just been there without complaining. All he says, he told me then and he tells me today, that we are there for each other. That's about it. We really don't need anybody else. But being me, I want to be a mother, and I want to, have my own. I am looking forward to see how the combination of me and him looks like. I want to raise a kid because I think I'm genuinely ready for being a mother. So I think because of that thought process, I was like, nay, let's see, give me another chance, let's see how it happens, let's go through this hormonal thing and see. But I was very clear in my head that I'm not going to go through IVF or IUI or any of this artificial thing. I know I need to get straight natural, and if it's written, it is going to be, and I will do things which is harder, but I need to get to that point. And we did that. We did the hormonal everything, and it didn't work out. It actually didn't work out, and I was like, fine. And then the doctor told me, let's do an IUI. And that's when I told her I am not ready for an IUI because I have my own reasons. I don't want to do IUI. And she said, fine, let's then try again and see if it works. But I was constantly, it was over 2 years of me with her, and I was not able to conceive. There were so many hormonal injections, so many medication that was put inside me. So I was not really happy about it, and then I decided that I'm going to stop all the treatment again for some time, because it actually again took a toll on my mental health, and I actually stopped going to the doctor. And then what happened, I am going to share the story in the part 3, which is another mishap, and it's another crazy ride which nobody actually believed, and that happened. So stay tuned. If you like this part of the video, like, share, subscribe, share it with someone, share it with someone who will actually who actually needs it. Very honestly, I really want it to reach to people who are actually struggling. I just want to tell you all that you are not alone. Everybody, like all the women, all the men who are actually going through this, have their own story to say, and it is super hard. But all I want to tell you all is I am with you all. I am with you. Do not worry, just be on it, and trust me, it is gonna come to you. You just have that belief, and it is going to come to you. And I trust myself. I know everything good is gonna happen to me, and I really want you to trust that as well. That's the only message. I know that with this hormonal injections, with so much IVF coming, the pain and everything, I was not able to take the normal hormonal injection. I was not able to take the mood swings. I can completely understand the amount of pain, the injection, and the all of those things you go through. But at the end of the time, when you see that little one on your arms, it is going to be all worth it. That is what I'm going to tell you all. So sending you all my strength. Just take care of yourself, enjoy yourself. That was this story that I'm talking about have actually transformed me. This happened about, I think, last year. Yeah, it happened this last year. I've been trying for about 2 years, and my journey from last year to this year, like we're sitting in November right now, it has changed and transformed so much inside me. I've become such a more patience. Actually, I've become so patient. I was an extreme impatient person before. I used to get super hyped. I used to retaliate. I used to just give back. But I think that all of these things have actually made me super strong, and that's the whole motive of creating these kinds of videos, so that I just send out strength and tell my story. So I think I've said a lot, and I'll see you in the next video. The next video is the next storyline is another crazy ride. So I hope you get back again to to this channel and watch it out. And I love you, and take care. Bye bye. Love.